Welcome to a brief Social Studies Alive training that will help give you some information about your online subscription and the features that are in Social Studies Alive America's Past. As you know, we have purchased enough Social Studies Alive America's Past textbooks so that every social studies classroom can now have access to this wonderful resource. The Social Studies Alive approach integrates the use of multiple intelligences, understanding by design, and non-linguistic representations to make social studies engaging for the learners in our classroom. Today, I'm going to go into the online component and I'm going to show you all that you have available. If you are not the person who has access to the online component, no worries, as the things that I'm showing you are also in the teacher kit. And from the online, you can make as many copies as you need to. Let's get started by going to the user guide. If you click on this, you will find that this gives you some information about anything that you need to know. It tells you what the lesson resources are. It tells you what each one of these sections will give you. So this is a great thing to see when you first get in here. In addition to that, you might be thinking, I am brand new and I know there was a training this summer and I didn't get a chance to do it. No worries. If you go into webinars, if you click under Register Now, there are a multitude of on-demand training sessions available. Here are the on-demand webinars. This would be a great chance for you to just get started. For example, getting started with the interactive student notebook. That is something you can watch at home or at any other time to help you out. Creating high-level discussions that improve reading comprehension. Any of these are things that are going to be available for you. So on your own, if you're thinking, I need some more information, this is a great resource. Let's also get started by kind of showing you how you would go through this. Social Studies Alive is set up, and it's right here. You go to select a lesson. And right now, for example, in 5th grade, you're working on chapters 10 and 11. So if you go right here to Tensions Grow Between the Colonies, it will pull up everything you need for that chapter 10. Now, what TCI gives you is a presentation that goes through all the steps of a TCI Social Studies Alive unit. You do not need this presentation to present this material. As many of us who've been working in Social Studies Alive for probably over 10 years now know, you do not need this to go through it. But if you want to, it's here and it is available to you. It's really important for you to know that there is only one login that has been given per school. If a multitude of teachers try to log in at the same time, it will not let anyone but one person stay online. So you might want to think of that as you're planning when you will go online. So let's say you're here. You're going to open the TCI presentation. This gives you an actual PowerPoint of the lesson. It's not necessary, but it is nice to have. It loads pretty quickly. And you just get on your computer, go on through, and it takes you through the entire lesson cycle. I'm also going to show you where a hard copy is of this lesson cycle so that if you do not have the PowerPoint, you're able to use it as well. As you can tell, it goes pretty smooth. And what we want to show you in this slide is the way History Alive sets up each unit. It always is going to start with some type of hook that will help the student out. So let's look right here. It starts with a preview. What's really important in Social Studies Alive is that the students connect what is happening in history to their own lives. So the very first slide is think of one instance in which an adult gave you an order. And who gave the order? What were you told to do? Did you want to obey it? How did you feel? And then immediately it tells them where to go in their interactive student notebook to write a few lines of dialogue and to role play with their partner. And then if you keep clicking through, it'll even say Why do you think adults should give such orders? Why or why not? It has all the questions already put here for you. Now, if you don't have this online, you could still use this as you're planning for how you want to set up your lesson. And then it will connect it to history. So in here it connects your mom telling you to do something to the 1600s and the early settlements in North America that depended on their mother country and why they were frustrated with that. And right here it'll show a picture of that so that the child really understands that. And then it will even tell them what to read. It'll tell you where the vocabulary is. And then it always has these experiential activities. This activity was one of my favorites. And if you go to the all-day training, this is the type of activity that you do. You don't, at the training, they don't give you any big surprises, but they do walk you through these as a participant so that you understand how much fun it is to get your hands muddy in this type of social studies. This one is about making connections to the colonist point of view. And you come in and you tell the class, we're going to have a special party to celebrate our class. And you are responsible for deciding the details of the party, the date and start and end times, the location, the type of entertainment, the food and drink. Now work with your group and list your ideas for the party. Kids love this. They come up with the most outrageous ideas. It used to always make me laugh that they thought we were really going to let them do that during the school day, but that's the way you want it. So then you say, okay, let's vote on the best idea from the class. Now, what I love here right here is there is as you're going through this, because I am in the edit portion, not the present portion, I can go through and change anything right here. But this will give you kind of a teacher tip. And it'll say you can use the slides in the presentation to reveal the memo to students, or you can print a copy of the memo and pretend to find it on your desk. What I used to do is have a school official deliver it to my classroom. It says, act surprised but resigned as you read the memo. Expect students to be angry and frustrated at both the loss of autonomy and the new restrictions. Because what this memo tells them is that everything they want, they cannot have. For example, for educational purposes, all class parties will be held during lunch period on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for no more than 30 minutes. For safety reasons, all class parties will be held in the classroom. For safety reasons, only approved games such as pin the tail on the donkey and beanbag toss will be allowed. They hate that because pin the tail on the donkey is not fun for a 5th grader anymore. For health reasons, food or drink with a high sugar content such as soft drinks, cakes, and candies will not be served. Water, fruit juices, and vegetable sticks are acceptable alternatives. And all students must pay $1 for this. Now they get very frustrated. Why do we even want a party? They get so angry. And then you go to them again. How do you feel about this memo? What are your opinions of this memo? And then you talk about how did you feel when you were planning the party? And how did you feel when all the rules were taken away? And then they connect it to the American colonists. That is the beauty of History Alive. And here they have a classroom experience, a historical event, and it takes you through a T-chart so that they can examine their learning. It even goes into analyzing the metaphor, and it moves throughout this. And here you have picture cards that they go through. It goes through the whole thing. Now, what I also really like about this is that you can edit any of these slides and save them and create something that is better for you. You can attach pictures. You could draw in shapes. You can do anything to these in this edit mode. Now, when you're in the present mode, this is set up like a smartboard, but you don't have to have a smartboard in order to use it this way. You can use this on your presentation station, but when you're up there, if you click on this, for example, pin mode, you could circle anything you want. So it works and if you want to get rid of it, you click on it and you can just get rid of it. So it works very much like a smartboard without being a smartboard. So that's really helpful for those of you I know who do not have smartboards on your campus. Now that I've shown you this, I want to show you one other areas that they have. Now let's say you are in a classroom and you know you don't have the online one. Not a problem. Go right here to procedures. Remember I told you you can have lesson plans? Now this you can view and you can print. So every bit of this will open up in a PDF that you can go up, you can save it, you could even attach it to your lesson plan on Eduphoria. and it has every piece of this already done for you. You don't have the materials? Not an issue. All the materials are here. You can view and print them, open them up, you can save them, and everything that is on that PowerPoint is available for you. Here's another thing I want to show you that I really appreciate. If you're working at a school where one campus is, one classroom is an English-speaking classroom and one is a bilingual classroom, you don't have right now a Spanish textbook, and that is problematic. So what you can do is go to this student text. You have access to this. You can go up to any piece of this. And if you just click right here, if you want to present this to your students and read this way, right here, click the Spanish, and it will give you all the same information in Spanish. The other thing I love about this is that in this view, say you have a student was absent the day before, wasn't here, and you're thinking, man, we kind of went over that and I like them to hear this, but you know what, that student really struggles with reading and I know they're going to have a difficult time getting it. Just press the play button.
Americanas, principios de los años 1700. En aquel tiempo, los colonos estaban satisfechos.
It will go on ahead and read it for that child. What a great program that allows you to do that. If you want to, it also will highlight the main ideas, and it doesn't let you add in the notes because that's not the subscription we have, but this can be really helpful. Now, if you go back up to select a lesson, like I said, we were here in 10, I want to show you some other things that might be interesting. Right here, they have manage assessments. Here is an assessment PDF. Here is an answer key. This is right here. And you can create an assessment using some of TCI's questions or your own. What a great program. I would use this if I was you. This is something that is here, and I love that it allows you to look at these assessments and decide what you need that would work best. It has some suggestions for how to differentiate instruction. It has some suggestions for how to give additional reading opportunities. So if you're looking for other books, it gives that to you already, and it goes on ahead and makes any correlations. So it'll say, for example, in this one, it'll say the introduction. Look, what TEK does that go with? Now, you and I both know that with Eduphoria, this right here is golden. So this correlation is a great tool for you to use as you're planning for learning. The other great piece of this, now you're going to have to look at these and make sure they're really hitting, but look, they have gone on ahead and taken the assessment questions and they have attached them to the TEK right here. So that is really helpful. Now, what's interesting as you go through here, do you see most of these are 5.2a? That is the largest overarching TEK that you have for that unit. So that's why you're going to see these show up over and over again. But this can be really helpful for you. It even tells you what the presentations are, and this is just a great resource for you as you plan with your PLC team. So please use it. Going back to what we have in here, the materials section, I just want to let you know that if you do not have the visuals and that's something that you're concerned about, you can also take these, you could go on ahead, you could save them to your computer, and then you already have them as you're using it, even if you do not have the online resource. I think that's very helpful and good for you to know. And there's always a guide to the reading notes that is available for you as well. Be right here, and it'll tell you the guide, and it'll give you the examples of what they want the child to say. So, as a teacher, this is a fantastic program. When I was in the classroom, I used this textbook all the time. I hope that you will use it too. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I am here to help, and hopefully with this, it goes through I'm gone through some of the things that you'll need as you plan for learning. If you have any questions, let me know. Enjoy the Social Studies Alive. I know your kids are going to love it, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you.